What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. It is December 26th, 2022. I am losing my voice, so I apologize in advance if I sound a bit hoarse, as we would call it over here stateside. Anyway, there has been a development on the RTX 3050. If you guys know from like super old videos, I have a soft spot for like the 50 series generation because back in like 2017, 1050 Ti's were absolutely making me some bank, and it's kind of how I got started. Unfortunately, the 50 series didn't get any love, and there was no such thing as a RTX or GTX 2050, but they did make a 3050, and now there's a new 3050, kinda. So let's jump on over here to the article and take a look at it. So on WCCF Tech, Nvidia refreshes the RTX 3050 with a GA107 die, and it lowers power consumption by 15 watts. That's pretty cool because the 50 series were always known for being fairly power efficient. A year ago, Nvidia introduced the GeForce RTX 3050 graphics card, which featured the GA106 die for $249 MSRP. The graphics card was meant to offer entry-level RTX performance in a 130-watt package, but it looks like it was originally intended to use the GA107 die, which at the time was shipping to notebooks, and Nvidia had to reuse the GA106 silicon for the time being. Now, a year later, Nvidia's AIBs are introducing the GeForce RTX 3050 card with a GA107 die. The GA107 die has a smaller core than the GA106, which offers 3,840 CUDA cores. There will be no reason to replace the PCB, as both versions are identical in pin layouts, allowing for both to be compatible. Wonder what the difference in the how many cores it is. Okay, so MSI has released the new RTX 3050 Ventus 2X, which is expected to offer 2,560 CUDA cores. Wow, that's a pretty substantial jump down. The graphics card will be capable of overclocking, with the boost clock anticipated to be 1,807 megahertz. Memory speeds are expected to be 14 gigabits per second and utilize 8 gigs of GDDR6 memory on board and a 128-bit memory bus. The total power consumption will be 115 watts. That's 15 watts less than the GA106 variant. Yeah, but it's also got like 800 less CUDA cores. No, it's got less than it's almost 1,300 less CUDA cores. That's a pretty big cut down, in my opinion, to only save 15 watts. I don't know. Hopefully they're cheaper, maybe. We'll continue onwards. Display outputs on the new Nvidia GeForce RTX 3050 will have a single display port, one HDMI. I'm not worried about the plugs. Nvidia won't be launching an RTX 4050 anytime soon, since they're still focused on the 4070 and 4060 series for the majority of the early 2023. The successor to the 3050 might appear by mid 2023, but we'll have to see. So for users who want to wait, the 3050 is a decent entry-level option, and for now can be found at decent prices too. Yeah, but now you have to wonder what 3050 you're going to get. So are you going to get the one that has 3,800 CUDA cores, or are you going to get the one that has 2,500 CUDA cores? And in my opinion, I don't know if there's any reviews out on these yet, because I think this is new. That's going to be a substantial jump down. And this is one thing I really don't like that Nvidia does, is they'll cross mingle like different horsepower or different performance points. I don't know, I'm thinking cars here. Under the same name. That's like, imagine buying, like a Mustang GT, and it comes with 500 horsepower. But if you buy a Mustang GT now, it's got a different motor, and it's only got 450 horsepower, but they don't they don't talk about the horsepower. They just like, oh, you want a Mustang GT? We got you. It's like, don't worry about the horsepower. Don't worry that we're changing how many cores the GPU has. Kind of seems like pretty good information here. I'm almost wondering when they're going to go over to a designation of like the core count. Like, oh, I want the GeForce 9000 because it's got 9,000 CUDA cores. Oh my god! But I guess then you would be like, well, CUDA cores versus generation. So, V1 9000. Oh, the V2 line, V2 6000. I don't know. Nvidia needs to hire me. I'll fix your nomenclature. Yeah, see, like right here on Amazon, it doesn't say how many CUDA cores this card has, but it's $294. Doesn't say how many CUDA cores this card has. How to know what 3050 I have. This is unofficial. Let's see here. Specs. What do they have? See, on their website, it shows NVIDIA CUDA cores 2,560 or 2,304. And that is not as big of a difference here. Let me go back up. Where did I see 3,000 at? Those WCCF tech said it had 3,000 something. That's a big difference. Oh, you know what it is? The GA106 probably offers up to 3,840. But for the 3050, they probably don't use all 3,840. So, my bad. I got that wrong there. 2,560. So it looks like the new 3050 actually has more cores than the old one. My bad. I'm jumping to conclusions here. Looks like the old 3050 had 2,304 and the new one has 2,560. So it's still, how do you know which one you're going to get? I don't know. But yeah, I guess coming out with a better performing card, that's not a bad thing. They could have almost like renamed it like GeForce RTX 3050 V2, or well, I mean, they did that with like the all the daggone anti-mining stuff. So maybe they could have been like 3050 RTX, or sorry, GeForce RTX 3055. That's kind of what like AMD does. They'll like do a half letter at the end, you know. I feel like something needs to be done there. Now, obviously, for mining, miners weren't interested in these, so the prices on these didn't skyrocket. But for entry-level cards, if we go to, like, let's see, 3050 versus 1660, like user benchmark, a 3050 slightly edges out a 1660. Man, that's it. It does have rate. Oh, sorry, I bumped the mic. I apologize. It does have ray tracing. I guess that's the saving grace. It's basic. Is it like a? It's not that much better. What about a 1660 Super? Super. Gosh, they're almost identical. What about a TI? 1660 Ti? Wow, 1660 Ti is actually edging out a 3050. 3050s need to be cheaper. That's where I'm getting at with this. Yeah. 3050s need to be like 199. I don't know. It's just one of those weird situations. Anyway, before we get off here, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring up CoinMarketCap and go through a couple of the top heavy hitters. So, I had a couple people comment on my last video. They like listening to me when they're on their way into work in the morning. So, what's up? If you're on your way to work, it's probably cold because everything's cold right now. Hope you have a good day. And if you're listening to me and you're going to bed, I hope y'all have a good night. But currently right now at 10:35 p.m. at time of recording, December 26, 2022, Bitcoin is at $16,876. Ethereum's at $1,223. XRP, 36 cents. Dogecoin, 7.5 cents. Litecoin, $70.58. Monero, $145.11. And then we'll round it off with Ethereum Classic at $16.13. So I hope y'all have a good night. I'm going to call it an early one. I'll see y'all next time. Adios.